So before doing anything else, I just wanted to start by giving a fair warning that I will be talking throughout this video. If you just came here to watch me sling the ball with Brady a bunch of times, that's cool, just turn the volume off. But if you're interested to hear what I have to say, that's cool too. Anyway, let's get started then. Now, I know the title says that this is my last game with Brady, and honestly, what I really meant was this is my last game with him in Madden 20 while he's still registered with the Patriots. Just like last year when I had my last game with Gronk before I get Madden 20, he was still registered in the game, and I was planning on getting the new version the very next day where he would no longer be a part of it. But yeah, I'm going to be getting Madden 21 tomorrow, and I just wanted to have one final game with Tom Brady in a Patriots uniform before I get the new version, and he's in Tampa Bay, and we have Cam Newton. Plus, the chances are I'm probably not even going to be playing with Tampa Bay at all, just because I'm still not over the fact that Brady's gone. It just really broke my heart when he announced that he was leaving the Patriots. And, he was my hero growing up. I had no confidence at all growing up until I got into high school. I started watching football for the first time when I was 14. And I just heard this amazing story about this kid who really shouldn't have had a career in the NFL. No one expected him to succeed in the slightest. He even went pick number 199, and he became the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, that was just amazing. It just made me think, if he can do that, then so can I. He became my source of confidence. Anytime I was in a competition and I was behind, no matter what it was, I would always just turn on my inner Brady and find a way to come back. Ask anyone I've ever competed with in Madden or pool or some other game, and they'll tell you how much of a pain it is to beat me, because I almost always find a way to stay in it about 9 out of 10 times. There is the occasional time I get blown out. But otherwise, anytime I've also doubted myself, trying out for soccer in college, knowing that I wasn't as skilled or talented, it just always inspired me just to remember Brady's story, how he became who he is when no one expected him to. And it just always gave me that extra jolt of confidence to go out there and play my hardest. And this was especially true after Super Bowl 51. I don't think I need to explain that very much, but I just remember that night we were down 28-3. I kept my ass in that seat the entire time, just believing there was a chance to come back. And we did. We came back. We won. And that's just always helped me, because I've always been able to say since then, if Brady and the Patriots can come back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl, then I can do this. And that's why it broke my heart that Tuesday morning when I officially heard that he had announced that he wanted to leave New England, that he was done. That just really broke my heart. And then by the end of the week, he had signed with Tampa Bay, a team that so many people were saying he was going to go to. It was just a lot to take in. Weeks went by, and I was still coping. I still kind of am, but I had at least gotten to the point where I felt like I had accepted it, and I was even willing to watch a few games and root for Brady along the way. But then, of course, the draft came along, and Gronk decided he wanted to unretire. And as soon as he did, he immediately demanded to be traded to Tampa Bay. For me, that was kind of the last straw. because Gronk was my second all-time favorite player, Brady being my first favorite. And yeah, I know a lot of people love Gronk because he was a badass on the field and a party animal off the field, which, I mean, that's part of the reason I loved him so much as a player. But it was also because in high school, I still had no confidence physically. Brady was like my emotional confidence. Gronk was my physical, was just what I wanted to be physically. I always joked about how I had noodles for arms, and even today, looking back, I would describe myself back then as that tall, scrawny kid who could run. But to me, Gronk was just this big, buff guy that could do just about anything. So, of course, I freaking loved it every time he made these amazing plays, just run over somebody. And, you know, I even miss hearing the crazy things he would get himself into, like stealing Brady's jersey at Fenway, or denting the freaking Lombardi trophy by using it for batting practice. I mean, come on, Gronk. uh, and I also didn't realize how obsessed I was with Gronk playing Madden until back in January or February, when I was starting to play some older versions of Madden. Specifically, I played Madden 17, the one he was on the cover on, one night, and then I brought Madden 19 to school with me to play it with a friend. And I didn't realize how obsessed I was with giving the ball to Gronk on every play, or at least every 2 or 3 plays, until my friend caught this, and he just managed to cover him. He managed to stop me from giving it to Gronk on every play, and I don't remember how badly he beat me. I think it may have been a close game. I can't remember exactly, but I know I lost that game because I was too focused on giving it to Gronk. Now, I'm not going to say who this friend is or even say his name, just to protect his privacy. Also, before I forget, I just want to apologize for the bad camera angle. You know, I have to prop this thing up myself, and it's very difficult with how high up my TV is now. I tried to get as much of the screen as I could. It was really tough to see. And I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not having the scoreboard showing clearly. But just know it was a tough game throughout the whole thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I want Brady and Gronk to succeed. I really do. I just also don't want to root for Tampa Bay. I know there are so many fans who are basically becoming Tampa Bay bandwagon fans or proxy fans, whatever they want to call themselves. Just like, you know, the same fans who were rooting for Tennessee after they beat us in the wild card game. Honestly, I'm the type of person, when you beat my team and end their season, I want you to fall as soon as possible. And in this case with Tampa, you know, again, I hope Brady and Gronk get all the stats, break all the records they want, and even become possible Super Bowl contenders, make it to the playoffs. But at the same time, I just don't think I could watch them win a Super Bowl outside of a Patriots jersey. I'll still watch the game, but it would just kill me to see Tampa win a Super Bowl with my 2 all-time favorite players, who I looked up to so much and still look up to. And although this may be pretty negative to say, I hope that when Brady and Gronk retire, they'll probably retire at the same time, because Gronk even said himself he only wants to catch passes from Brady. But I hope when they retire, probably in the next couple of years, I hope Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I hope the Buccaneers as an organization just burns to the ground. Metaphorically speaking, of course. You know, just terrible front office decisions, just tanking every season away. Basically just playing mediocre football. Just like the Jets, Miami, the Bills until they got Sean McDermott, Cleveland Browns when they had Hugh Jackson, Cincinnati last year. I could go on with this, with examples. But yeah, I just hope that they play terribly for years to come after Brady and Gronk leave them and retire. Now, I know most people are going to tell me, just get over it. It's done. It's happened. In fact, a friend even told it to me just the other night. But honestly, it's going to be a long time before I can get over Brady and Gronk saying that they'd rather be anywhere else. And then people asking me, "Oh, are you going to be a Tampa fan now, or oh, are you going to get a new Tampa Brady jersey?" I have to say no to those questions because it's just too painful to watch them play. I think I'll only really watch them play if it's a primetime game, like in week 1 when they play the Saints, or the playoffs. But otherwise, I'm going to be a Patriots fan. I remember 3 years ago I had a professor who actually asked me, if Brady leaves, would you be a Brady fan or a Patriots fan? And at the time I told him that his question was irrelevant because it was never going to happen. I guess I was wrong about that. But I always thought I would, I would be both a Patriots fan and a Brady fan. In a way, I still kind of am. But at the end of the day, I see myself as a Patriots fan first. Because this is the team I grew up with. This is my hometown team. I was born and raised in New England. I plan to stay in New England for the rest of my life. So this is my hometown team for life. And I'm also very excited too to see what this team's capable of in the short term and long term future. I'm excited to see what Cam Newton's going to do to change this team. I'm really excited to see his mobility, finally have a mobile quarterback. I've been kind of jealous of all the teams I've been getting mobile QBs, like Kansas City, Baltimore, Houston, and such. Plus, even though it's kind of an unpopular opinion, I actually really want to see what Jarrett Stidham can do. Now, a lot of people think he's terrible, and all they have to go off it is he was a 4th-round pick and 1 pick 6 that he threw. Alright, he's a rookie. You can't expect him to be an elite QB his first time taking the field against another team in a regular season game. Don't you remember how great he was in the preseason? Plus 2, he was actually supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks in his draft class until there was a problem at his first school, so he had to get out of there. He took a year off, and then he went to Auburn, which just turned out to be a terrible system for him. And because of that, his draft status just fell completely. And I truly believe that after spending his rookie year with the greatest quarterback of all time, to study how to throw the ball well and make good decisions, and then having Cam Newton for this season at least to just study how to move out of the pocket and run with the ball, I really think Jarrett Stidham could be our future QB. A lot of people are saying we should tank for Trevor Lawrence. I just don't think that's going to happen. I like Jarrett Stidham, and I also think that we don't need Trevor Lawrence. I think this team is going to be just fine. Yeah, we're not going to be the same as we have been the last 20 years, Super Bowl contenders every single year. But give it some time, and I really think that what we have going on right now can develop into a whole new thing where we once again become a dominant team. Well, that seems to be the end of the game right there, so I'm gonna just stop now and just real quick say thank you to Tom Brady just for everything he did for this organization for 20 years. 6 Super Bowls out of 9 appearances. Just and so much more that I can't even begin to go over. Thank you, Brady. Thank you, Gronk. And I hope you guys do well with your careers heading forward.